We put the good in the good in the good life. We put the good in the good in the good life. We put the bad in the past, now we alright. Hey Lonnie, I got you. Yeah, and it's a feeling that
Welcome back to DriftVlog. Today is day 2 of over Fenders. This side is done and I'm very happy with how it turned out. I mean, those rivets look pretty cool, the downstar bolts or whatever you want to call them. All in all, I'm happy with it. But now I got to do the other side today, this side. So I started off with already drilling holes in that fender there. Guys, already been drilled up a bit. It's I marked all the holes with a marker, and then I went through and drilled through them into a 2x4 to make sure the holes are nice and clearanced. The big catch for this guy is always now I have to position it on the body, and up and down should be pretty easy because it's got this crease as a body line, so I can have that adjusted up and down. Left and right will be a bit trickier, but on this side I get the gas door to help me with alignment. The other side I use the plumb bob. This side I'm just going to line up the gas door. But I'm going to have to weld some material back in here because I had more rust here than I wanted to. I couldn't see it when I bought the car. This had the rear valance covering it, so I couldn't see that where I cut all the rust out. So now there's a lot of material missing there, which I'm going to need to weld material here to mount the rear bumper to. And over here, I'm going to have to weld a little bit to mount my side skirts to. Just like on the other side, if you examine these last bolt holes, there's no bolt hole here because I cut out that material, so I'm going to have to weld something back in there. I want to hold this down here also for my rear bumper to hold on to. And then over here, that's also missing. That's why there's no bolt hole here, because there's no material there. So I need to weld something back in there for that side skirt to hold on to. But then this thing's rust free and it'll look good, and I'll be happy as a clam. I just got to get it going. I got my clearance hole already drilled out with my 15/64 drill bit for the fiberglass. Now I got to line it up on the body, use my spring-loaded center punch, and I can do my 1/8" pilot holes. And then I will round it off with my 3/8" drill bit into the body for those little downstar rubber grommets, and I will be flying. New fender's kind of propped up there, got it all taped up. I didn't really worry too much about front to back and the wheel well. It looks good, but I know I'm really thinking about how it's based on this door. I assume the gas door's in the right position. You can see how much fatter these are going to be, and I was kind of testing it out by propping open the gas door. Took a little bit of finagling, but now the gas door freely opens inside here and doesn't hit or rub. And if I look square on, I think it's centered. I think we're good. So basically I'm doing the same kind of steps I did last time. I'm going through with the same drill bits, and my first mock-up is basically I get the 2 outside corners, I drill the holes, I put everything in. It's fully attached right now, and then now I'm aligning everything. I just checked that the door still opens, the gas door, so everything looks right. So now I can go through with my spring-loaded center punch and just basically eyeball the middle of that hole and do the same thing all the way through. Just to mark a few more, this is a very simple process. I really like these spring-loaded center punches. They make this marking a lot easier. And all I'm doing is pushing. It doesn't take a lot of force, no hammer, and it makes a nice mark. So there is the finished hole. Here's my pilot hole, and there's another pilot hole, and there's a mark. So I'm basically going to take my drill bit on this mark and drill my clearance hole through it and go to the next one, and so on and so forth. You get the picture. All of the 1/8" pilot holes are now drilled all the way around, and now I'm going through with my 3/8 finish holes, clearance holes, which I'm just basically taking that bit and going. Sometimes I move it around, helped deburr a little bit. And now I just have to go all the way around and drill all these big ass holes in it. All of the clearance holes are now drilled, and now I'm basically going to put on the fender. So I just got to slide these rubber guys in all the holes, throw the fender on, and put the bolts in, and this fender is mounted. And it is hard to do that with one hand while you're holding the phone. Alright, this side's all bolted up. There's 2 bolts that I was a little off on. Those bottom 2 down there, I'm going to have to slot them a little bit to make them line up. Everything else is bolted in and tightened down. Gas door opens, it rubs. So I'm either going to have to loosen everything up and see if I can shimmy it up just a little bit. Otherwise I'll have to shave a little bit of that gas door. Dmax gave me this little gas door doodad to fill that sunken gap. And I can see how when it's open, you know, it fills and it looks good. My catch is that when it's shut, I don't really think I love the look of it. I mean, I don't know. This is something I have to think about a bit more to see if I'm going to do. But, onto the front fenders.